comes the sun, doo 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 doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here.
Connecticut has a beautiful coastline that is enjoyed by millions every year. Each summer, Connecticut's coast attracts beachgoers, kayakers, fishermen, and others that enjoy being on the coast. Unfortunately, increases in the number and intensity of major storm events threaten the quality of these coastal waters. Bacteria and other pathogens enter coastal environments through runoff. During periods of heavy precipitation, runoff reaches the coast at much faster rates than usual. In populated areas, which tend to be more impervious than rural areas, runoff from paved surfaces enters sewers. This water is transported to wastewater treatment plants that remove bacteria and pathogens before releasing it. However, when rates of precipitation become too much for these plants to treat effectively, a large portion of the runoff is discharged without being properly treated. In rural areas, precipitation travels over agricultural lands which contain manure and other animal waste. This animal waste contains a lot of bacteria such as E. coli. When sewer overflow and agricultural runoff reach coastal waters, they introduce these bacteria and pathogens. When elevated levels of fecal indicator bacteria are detected at coastal beaches during regular screenings, the state closes the beach to prevent swimmers from becoming ill. Swimmers that come in contact with dangerous levels of fecal bacteria, determined by the state to be over 200 colonies per 100 milliliters of water, can suffer symptoms as mild as skin rashes to as severe as respiratory distress. Beaches are closed until bacteria concentrations decrease to safe levels. In the past, due to slow testing methods, beaches were often closed for multiple days and even weeks. Though testing methods have become faster, bacterial levels tend to fluctuate at a faster rate than testing occurs. Elevated levels could reach healthy levels in a matter of hours, while testing usually takes about a day. This disconnect leads to beach closures lasting longer than necessary. However, two models currently being studied could bridge that gap. Black box models are typically used to determine the amount of precipitation needed to create unsafe bacteria levels, and mechanistic models predict how bacteria concentrations will fluctuate over time. Though beach closure is the current solution to elevated levels of bacteria, there have been some innovations that would stop the need to close beaches. A company called Gunderbloom has developed a beach protection system. This system consists of a polypropylene curtain that reaches from the sea floor to the surface. Tests have shown a reduction of up to 64% of coliform bacteria inside the barrier. This is promising technology, but will only be effective in smaller areas. As the global climate becomes warmer, bacteria levels are expected to rise in coastal waters. As storms increase in number and intensity, more runoff and therefore more bacteria will reach the coasts. Increased runoff is expected to carry elevated levels of the protozoa Cryptosporidium and Giardia, along with Vibrio cholera, which is the bacteria that causes cholera. All three of these pathogens can have serious effects on human health. Along with more pathogens reaching coastal waters, the warmer temperatures foster bacterial growth. The combination of more runoff and elevated temperatures will most likely lead to poorer water quality and increased health concerns. As bacteria blooms increase in coastal waters, beach closures will become more frequent. Without the promise of clean beaches and water to swim in, tourism may be negatively affected. Coastal economies will struggle without the income from tourism. In an already struggling economy, this could be devastating to coastal towns. The future of coastal waters looks bleak, but there is hope. The best hope is making wastewater treatment plants more efficient during periods of heavy precipitation. With increasing technology and analytical methods, more steps can be taken to improve the quality of our precious coastal waters.